Oh wow. So I just want to give you a quick overview again. So basically when you the first thing is transactions. So it gets downloaded and then the Grace will come in and assign the transactions to what is it? Yeah, account chart of accounts and tracking categories, which is properties, and technically the idea is also, all of those expenses, we want to make sure those were expenses we expected to have. That's technically the time. Oh, here we go. Reconcile one item. Okay, so let's say you were the bookkeeper. This is what you would do. You go to Chris Yoshita, you go to accounting, you go to the bank, you go to reconcile, Duquesne Light. So now we see, for example, here, why description. See how that's an issue? It's exactly why you were like, why is the description the same? It's because it's auto importing the same description. And then, like, how do we know? So this is again where it's easy to make an error. We can't tell automatically from this what property it's for, but Zero makes a suggestion. We think because there's like an auto bill every month for Duquesne, I think it's pulling that information, and then it's also putting Miltonberger. But what if it was for Reed Street? So that's kind of where you can see where easily anybody would make a mistake and click on OK. And that's why the way to solve that is there should always be a statement from Duquesne Light attached to it, so that when I look at this record, if I go in and double spot checking things, I see this all the time. If I don't see the statement, how will, like, then I'll have to go do what technically your Grace's job is to get the statement, attach it, double check, right? So then I won't be able to double check that this was for, if you assign it to, this is the tracking category for the property, you wouldn't, how do you know if it's not for Reed or Miltonberger? And then this is, we're not really using this. This was more for when we had a lot of contractors and bills. Right. So that could create that transaction, or you can match it. So let's say we had a bunch of bills, or we were using the reoccurring bill, and they would create a bill every month for all those bills you're checking on, Comcast, Duquesne, PWC, and it matches it. That's, and I'm not saying that's what we're gonna do, but this is how the system works. And then the discuss section, I think, is kind of good, and it could be almost where we all discuss things, but I don't know if we'd actually use it. So I'm not going to say that that'll be our system, but it is there if we want to explore it being useful. I just think that it's easier for me to do the videos. So, yeah. So you can also search for like a bill that you made and it's not showing up. You're like, wait, I just created a bill, and I, let's see, I made a payment to Jerry and I wanted to match it with his payment. Then you can kind of look it up and then match it. But that's basically what we're talking about regarding Grace comes in, and it's as simple as just matching it with or creating the transaction, because matching only works if, so this is a creation. Matching only works if you have that bill set up already, which again can work if we're on top of it and we don't accidentally start creating bills every month and then forget to cancel the bills that we're not using anymore, like Zoom or software canceled or something, or rent. You can do reoccurring invoices, right? Same thing, but instead, oh, Marquise is going to pay me $500 a month, but oh, you know what? They stopped paying me and I forgot to do it, and it looks like I received money, or something like that, or I don't know. So it's just, if we're on top of it and we're really good at it, which I'm not personally at that point yet, then yeah, we can use recurring bills. But if we're not, then you can also just create it and it'll try to still autofill it for you. You have to make sure if you, when you use this feature, you fix the descriptions, you fix this, and then I wonder if you can attach things here. I think you can. I thought you could. And then once you finish it, you want to upload the corresponding receipt, bill, or statement. and then once you reconcile it, then it will show up under the ledger as you reconciled it with as that, and then it'll tell you the source, the bank feed. And so if you see something that says bill, and bill would basically be or check. Bill, since this is a bank account, so this is saying that like yeah, so basically everything from the bank account should probably be, we get it from the bank, but if for some reason there's a transaction they skipped and we need to manually enter it, this is how we would enter it as a new transaction manually, I think, and then it would say like manual entry. Yeah, so that's how you can kind of check. But I guess what I'm saying is how it pulls all together is that you can create a bill or an invoice of expected money to receive, and maybe let's say you went to the accounting and you went to reconcile one transaction. Right, so into the dashboard, we reconciled this one transaction, and then let's say we're like, oh, I was supposed to create a bill for this because I got a bill from them and I wanted to match it. You can create the bill, have it come up because it'll be exact amount, usually zero. We'll pull it up, put the right categories in the bill, and then you can just click OK. But if it's sort of like, hey, you know what, I just want to really create a new transaction. It's electricity bill. Once I do it, then I'll go back to the ledger, click into the transaction, upload the statement, and that's fine too. But like if you were to create a bill, this is where they get matched up, where every time the payment you made to them, it's downloaded, then you match it up. So the issues then again is just this, and then description. So okay, how does that feel like? Makes more sense now?